You're listening to the What the Wrestling Podcast, the show that brings you all things wrestling with your host, RJD.
Oh, you already know what time it is.
Perfect.
AEW. We got the go home show that came on last night. And I will say it has not been as good as some of the others, but had a lot of good stuff on it. Let's talk about it. But before all of that, keep your eyes glued to the screen. Follow me, RJD, at What the Wrestling, Instagram, What the Wrestling, Facebook, What the Wrestling, YouTube, and of course, What the Wrestling TikTok. If you're interested, because I know you are, follow me, RJD199 on Twitter, RJDTV2 on Twitch. Don't forget to hit that like button, like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Let's go! Yes, 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 'tis I, RJD here. Welcome everybody to What the Wrestling. Hopefully everybody is having themselves a good old day. Yes, I know my picture is crooked. It is designed that way. Leave me alone.
Nope.
I know somebody's going to point that out. Yo, you know your picture's crooked, right? Yes, I know. But AEW, let's talk about it. AEW yesterday. Coming to you live from the Cow Palace in San Francisco. They had themselves it was an alright show yesterday. It was alright. First hour better than the second hour. It was okay. Can't be mad. But we definitely had some good things happening on the show. But the only thing I would say is, let's just get this out the way now. What's up with AEW and their time cues?
Nope.
It's like AEW is going on what, 3-4 years old now? We gotta get better. Like 4 years old, right? Something like that. 3-4 years old. We gotta get better, AEW. We gotta fix the time cues. AEW has this thing where they will do a segment, and then after the segment, it has no chance to breathe. The next segment happens. Like when the stuff happened with Joe, when the stuff happened right before Joe came out to do commentary before the ladder match, no waiting, just right after the next thing. Right after the next thing. Right after the next thing. At the end of the show, it's like it's rushed. Like Danielson comes out, but it's like rushed. It's like, what are we doing here? I don't understand what's going on with the time cues. You've had plenty of time to perfect this. This should not be a problem in year 3 or 4. First year, we give you a pass. Second year, you're trying to get right. Year 3, year 4, come on. What are we doing here?
Nope.
Not a good look. That's one of the things that I don't like about AEW. They can't seem to get their freaking time cues on point. But hopefully they'll figure it out. Let's talk about the orange one. Orange Cassidy versus Big Bill Morrissey for the AEW All-Atlantic Championship. This, as always, with the orange one was really good. We had shenanigans in the beginning. Let's just give Orange Cassidy his flowers now. Brother put on a pay-per-view worthy match last week. This week, he puts on a very good opening match with Big Bill Morrissey. He does the running around in the beginning. And it's like, he did a great job of working around Big Bill, making Big Bill look like a big-ass monster. And I like Big Bill. Listen, he's in the best shape of his life. He hit rock bottom. He worked his way back. He is doing well. He's feeling good. That is all you could ask for. I'm happy for this brother. I really am. And to see him on TV again, what the hell is that? To see him on TV again, doing what he's got to do, killing it with the orange one, and in this faction, I like this. This was a very good match. We had not one, not two, but three orange punches, one to the top, one from the top rope after a Stun Dog Millionaire satellite DDT. So, good stuff here. The orange one wins. He's doing a great job of making us actually give a crap about this All Atlantic Championship. I think it was a very good idea to put that title on him. Even if he was TNT champion. I don't think they're going in that direction with him, but I see why. And for people who don't get, for people who don't get Orange Cassidy, leave that brother alone. Like, you don't have to get it. We get it, and it's awesome. We have a Moxley versus Evil Uno recap, and John Moxley cut a crazy promo on the staircase saying that he is not the guy. He is not the guy that you want to go down the dark alley with when only one of them is coming out. He says he can taste it, and it tastes like victory and life. He cut a passionate promo. He tells Hangman only one of them is going to come out of Revolution, and he reminds him that he wanted this. He's like, he tried to leave it alone. He's like, he beat him once. He came back from something. He didn't get any love for it. But Hangman got beat. Came back from a concussion and beat him. Everybody praised him for it. He was like, he was mad about that. He's like, this time he's going to leave, no doubt. He said Paige is a great wrestler, even a great man, but he is not the same animal as Mr. Moxley. There's only room for one of these animals. We the ones. There's only room for one of these animals in AEW, and he will die to protect what is his.
Perfect.
We're gonna give it up for John Moxley. If I had other buttons, I would hit them. All I'm gonna say is John Moxley.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
On point. That's all I could say. This is going to be a fantastic match. Can't wait to do predictions later with Isaac. That video will be up today or tomorrow morning, so look out for that. We got Isaac, a friend to the show, always showing love. Predictions are going to be great. We have the Elite coming out. Don't you cry no more. But the only problem is when the Elite came out, the lights went out. And then you saw the House of Black behind them. The lights went back out again, and the Elite were left laying. And the Elite were left laying, and the House of Black picked up championships, put them down, and right after that, you saw people getting helped off. You saw people getting helped off while Samoa Joe came out. Like I said, no room to breathe. But House of Black, I can't wait for this. This is going to be great as well. I'll save that for my predictions. What I will say is that this is going to be probably one of the matches of the night for sure. So looking forward to the Elite versus the House of Black. Samoa Joe came out, went to a commercial break. Then we had Action Andretti, AR Fox, Eddie Kingston, Commander, Kinosuke Takeshita, Ortiz, Sammy Guevara, and Powerhouse Will Hobbs. Face of the Revolution ladder match, which has been moved off the pay-per-view. And to be honest with you, they should move a couple of things off the pay-per-view because you have enough matches. Unless those matches are going incredibly short, you got a lot of matches, and you're going to have an hour-long, 60-minute Iron Man match. the pay-per-view, you can't have your pay-per-view running till 1 in the goddamn morning. You gotta, I know they only have 4 of these per year, so they try to get everybody on the show. But at some point in time, if you know a match is going 60 minutes, see, I would have much rather them not even tell us it's going 60 minutes. Just say we're gonna have a match, and we're gonna have an Iron Man match. You don't have to say it's a 60-minute Iron Man match. You could just say we're gonna have Iron Man match, or you could just say we're gonna have a match, best 2 out of 3 falls. There's no guarantee that it's gonna go 60 minutes. And then you leave the room that there's always room for a tie, because the announcer could say this match is 2 out of 3 falls with a 60-minute time limit. There's no guarantee it's going 60 minutes. See, now we know it's going an hour. You know, that little tweak is what I would have done. But this was back to the ladder match. This was all out chaos. Stand out here, the Commander. So just bouncing around here, we had a tightrope walk into a, I think it was a tightrope walk into a, I want to say it was a shooting star press. He hit that on AR Fox.
How, Sway? Take a few steps back to go.
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers.
I don't got the answers for that. And then we had a tightrope walk early in the match, and then he kind of like, I think he front flipped onto everybody, and I was just like, bruh, what am I watching? Who is this Commander guy? Because he's walking the ropes incredibly good. So we had Ortiz and Eddie Kingston basically beat each other up all the way to the back. Commentator said they were still fighting in the back. And then later on in the show, Eddie Kingston said he quit. Storyline, he quit AEW. Bruh. What the hell are they doing with that? I don't know, man. I don't know what they're doing with Eddie, who's a phenomenal talent. I know he might be a little upset. With AEW right now, supposedly. Maybe it's a work, maybe it's not. But there are reports saying that Eddie Kingston is a little unhappy with AEW for whatever reason. And I don't know what's going on with Ortiz. Ever since Santana got hurt, Ortiz cut his hair. That's nothing. He could grow that back. But there's been just a lot going on, and I don't know what the hell's going on with Ortiz. And it's like, who knows? But hopefully they get that straightened out. Sammy Guevara did a senton off a very, 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 very high ladder onto, who did he hit that on? I think Andretti. I think he hit that on Action Andretti. And holy hell, I would not want to be Action Andretti or AR Fox during this match. We had Powerhouse Hobbs basically hitting Death Valley Driver onto AR Fox through a ladder, but the ladder didn't break. And then we had a tightrope walk into a shooting star press by the Commander onto AR Fox, who had veins popping out of his neck, his head, his hands, because those two had to suck.
Stupid.
Those two had to suck. Jesus Christ. They look like they sucked for real. Don Callis was back there watching as Inosuke, Kinosuke Takeshita, and Will Hobbs were trading forearms and huge lariats in the ring, huge clotheslines. You don't realize how big Takeshita is. Takeshita and Will Hobbs are like the same height. Takeshita might even be a little taller. It's just that Will Hobbs is built like a damn tank, and Takeshita is like very, very muscular, strong guy. They had their back and forth, and Takeshita hit him with a delayed German suplex, which was crazy. Because, like I said, Will Hobbs, Powerhouse Hobbs, is a big boy. So we had a commercial in the middle of this. We had the shooting star press onto the ladder. Commander climbs the ladder. Konosuke gets him up out of there. We had a Blue Thunder Bomb off of the ladders to Mr. What the hell is his name? commander, and I don't think we saw him again. Kinesha climbs the ladders, but Action Andretti shoots himself onto it, springboards onto it. Daniel Garcia knocks them both off, hits Andretti with the rock bottom. Guevara then takes him out off the top of the ladder with a senton atomico through the ladder. That looked like it sucked for both guys. He went back up, got helped up by Garcia. Garcia rolls him in, tries to help him off the ladder. Takeshita comes back and sends him packing with the knee strike. Takes out Sammy. Konosuke climbs up, but Will Hobbs literally elbows the ladder and he hits it so hard it bends. Imagine that guy coming at you running full speed. Man, that guy running full speed, we're gonna hit it like this. We out of here. Oh, hell no, you ain't catching me. Well, Hobbs gonna be like,
Get over here!
man, that ain't happening, bro. So after that, Powerhouse Hobbs has to climb this broken ass ladder. They had 5 referees in the ring trying to hold it steady while this 330-pound behemoth of a man walked up and grabbed the Sonic ring to win. So shout out to him. I'm glad he won. He was over in his hometown. But
Bruh.
couldn't you just throw him another ladder off of camera? Nobody would have cared. Nobody would have cared. Just throw the brother another ladder. Why do you got the ladder all wobbly? You got referees holding the ladder like, don't move. And then you have Hobbs like, it would be interesting to find out if Hobbs was nervous. And then he had to shake on the way down and shit. Like, I don't understand. Just throw him a new ladder. That's all you had to do. Like on the low, like Aubrey, go grab the ladder and just toss it in there. Or Will Hobbs, run out real quick, grab a ladder, doom, doom, throw it in there. Everybody's dead. Everybody knows the finish of the match. It's not like it would have mattered. Everybody knows the finish of the match is Hobbs is going to win. So he has to go get a new ladder because that ladder was not stable and it almost ended badly. But Powerhouse Hobbs gets the win. That's great. I fully expect him to fight. Not gonna tell you. Gotta watch the review with me and Isaac later, and then I'll tell you who I think is going to win. But shout out to the Powerhouse. Awesome stuff here. Awesome stuff here. We have Renee Paquette backstage with the medical update. Chucky T and Trent are not cleared because of the butt whooping they took last week. So Danhausen says, I can't even do Danhausen's voice. Danhausen says, Orange Cassidy, he is fine. Orange Cassidy was like, I don't care. So they were entered into the Battle Royal instead of Mr. Chucky T and Trent Beretta. Moving on, we have Chris Jericho versus Pretty Peter Avalon. So he cut his hair and now he's pretty. I'm bald and sexy and he's pretty. Okay, good. We got it. So we had a Peter Avalon taking 80% of this match. I think this match went like 2-3 minutes. And then he lost with a code breaker. They beat up on Peter, hitting him with the bat. Jericho beating him with the bat on his arm and shit. Hilarious. Beat him down with Floyd until the absolute Ricky Starks comes out. And Jericho bails, gets on the mic and said, just because the JAS is banned from ringside, it doesn't mean they aren't here tonight. Then we had Daniel Garcia, Jake Hager coming out of the crowd. They beat the holy hell out of Ricky Starks, hit him with the rock bottom, the Hager bomb, a whole bunch of other stuff. And Jericho Glass Floyd, but decides to just lay Ricky Starks out with the Judas effect. That was all she wrote. Hangman cut a promo from his farm somewhere in farmland because he's the Hangman, he's the cowboy. And Hangman says he talked to the Dark Order earlier today, doesn't think Alex Reynolds meant anything by it, but he asked if Paige was afraid of losing. And Moxley can't take his memory because it's gone. He can't take the feeling in his fingertips because that's gone. He can't take a spot in the top of the food chain. But he can take a spot at the top of the food chain, and he will be the man left standing. He says he doesn't enjoy violence, but he hates it to his core. But on Sunday, he's going to be the most violent, bloodthirsty son of a bitch he can be, because that's the only way he can win. In a Texas death match, there's two ways out. You live or you die. Live or die. Make your choice. I want to play a game. And John will never be the same. Okay. Both of you guys.
Stop it. Get some help.
And both of you guys, respect.
Respect my authority.
This is going to be a crazy ass match.
Perfect.
Looking forward to it. Then we had Christian Cage. He came out and he was interviewed by Renee Paquette in the middle of the ring. He said he doesn't want to blur the lines of reality. For the better part of the last 6 months, he's embarrassed Jungle Boy, beat him down. And he's done with Jack Perry until he turned on the TV one day and saw that he was going to win a singles title. And that'll be over Cage's dead body. Christian said he's going to win a title this year, and that's a fact. He says he's seen Jack's been winning by quick pinfalls, and that's fine, but do you want to win the title, or do you want to beat somebody for a title? The rhetoric, that's rhetorical, because he already knows the answer after Perry jumped him from behind like a coward and then hesitated. And then what happened? Cage showed him how a real man conducts his business, and he left him in a pool of his own blood and piss. Okay. Yikes. He said he couldn't figure out why Jungle Boy wants to win a title and he doesn't care about the prestige. He just wants to impress his family, get some likes on social media. And his problem is this whole generation that treats this business like a video game. People like Jungle Boy are a dime a dozen, but Cage says he is one of one. A lot of y'all are going to let that line fly over your head. But he is one of one. Shout out to Christian Cage for that. He treats this business like an ATM machine, and he ain't done milking it dry, but it needs to end. So he's got a challenge for Jungle Boy on Sunday. Not a wrestling match, but a fight. No rules, no regulations, just a fight. And sadly, and the sad reality is if he does show up, he's just his father's son. And just like his father, he's a no-talent hack who should be thankful he's got good looks to skim by on. Woo! He is not a closer. He doesn't have any grit. He doesn't have any ounce of what Christian Cage has. Yikes. Good stuff. After that, we had a promo of Jungle Boy digging a grave, and then he had the one tear streaming down his the one tear coming down his eye. And then after that, we had a reveal of a tombstone that said Christian Cage on it. Christian Cage had no response. He just dipped off. This is probably going to be a good match. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. The next thing you know, these guys are just going to be like, yikes. Okay, Tony Schiavone backstage with the doctor, Britt Baker, and Jamie Hayter. Hayter says she doesn't know what's going to be sweeter, beating one bitch or two. Britt tells Saraya that she can watch two former champs duke it out, but she'll never have the belt, and tells Jamie, and Jamie tells her to try some shenanigans. She'll be there watching. We had Hook versus Matt Hardy. Hook beat him with the red rum, retaining the FTW championship and earning a no DQ match against Stokely Hathaway with the firm man from ringside. That has Vince McMahon, Stone Cold Steve Austin written all over it.
Give me a hell yeah.
He gonna beat the holy hell out of Stokely. House of Black cut a promo in the void. Malachi Black talks about the fear that eats at the soul, and they'll leave the titles here because they belong to the elite. But just know on Sunday that you've already lost them. Then we had Tony Storm and Saraya come in. And then we had a Riho versus Tony Storm. So after the commercial, Storm catches a 619, but gets low bridged on the hip attack. Riho off the top, diving crossbody to the floor, back and slide, diving stomp, Northern Lights suplex. Not getting it. They were up on top, jockeying for position on the mat. Shotgun drop kick by Tony. The running hip attack in the cover. No cloverleaf applied, but the doctor interfered. So Britt Baker came and interfered. Riho got the reversal and wins with a bridging schoolboy pin. Not gonna lie.
How dare you?
That shocked me. So after the match, Tony and Britt brawled on the floor, and Saraya and Hayter brawled in the ring. Ruby Soho ran down, and we got a three-way brawl between the women in the title match at Revolution. Security had them, and it was a pull-apart brawl. Why is my cat crying like a little girl? Jesus Christ. I don't even know if y'all can hear that. I hope not. But he is crying like he is whining. Be quiet, cat.
Nope.
No food for you. Dustin Rhodes and Keith Lee cut a promo, and Lee says this is less about the Mogul affiliates have done to them and more about what's done to others. And Rhodes says the darkness has fallen over San Fran, and on Friday you're going to find out they don't play games and they are naturally limitless, and you're going to remember the name. Now, Naturally Limitless has a good ring to it, but Keith Lee needs to be doing single stuff, man. I know you got to wait your turn and you can't push everybody at once, but it just reminds me of when Keith Lee was in NXT and they just didn't use him for a period of time, and then he finally worked his way back, and then he finally worked his way back and he finally got the title. But Keith Lee needs to be doing single stuff and beating up on people, showing how fantastic he actually is. So I'm hoping for that. Then we had 2.0 Aussie Open. We had the Beaver Boys, the Blackpool Combat Club, the Butcher, the Blade. We had Danhausen and Orange Cassidy and La Facción Englobables, the Lucha Bros, the Kingdom, Top Flight for the AEW World Tag Team Championship, number 3 Contenders Casino Battle Royale. The only problem I have with this match, there was a lot going on, but no FTR, which was shocking. No FTR. We had no Joker entrant, and there was a lot going on. Here. It is the typical crazy ass battle royal. The end came down to Danhausen and Orange Cassidy. Blackpool Combat Club got eliminated, and it came down to Danhausen and Orange Cassidy, and they eliminated the Butcher and the Blade. Actually, Danhausen eliminated Butcher and the Blade when they were trying to get rid of the orange one, but Danhausen came in and threw them both over. The post-match, Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett jumped the new contenders, but the Acclaim came down to make the save. It's like, I don't know. It's like this battle royal, I'm glad it wasn't on the pay-per-view. It got bumped here, but given the teams that they have in this, why didn't they just have a rematch between the Ass Boys and the Acclaim? You could have just had a rematch, added a stipulation, because we all know either the Ass Boys are going to win or the Acclaimed are going to win. It ain't going to Orange Cassidy and Danhausen, and it ain't going to Jeff Jarrett and Lethal. We know that for a fact. Actually, I probably would have much rather had seen a rematch between the Ass Boys and the Acclaimed with the stipulation. Ladder match, TLC match, whatever the hell you want to do. I would have much rather seen that than see this Fatal 4-Way. We didn't need a Fatal 4-Way here. So I don't know why they did that, but it is what it is. That's the decision they went with. We could have done without this Battle Royal. Especially if there was going to be no FTR. No surprise, FTR. What the hell did we need this Battle Royal for? Moving on. We had the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, out there. And then he was cutting a promo, and MJF came out, cut my music. But Bryan immediately told him to shut up for once in his life. He's heard him say all these different reasons about why he hates you. But Danielson says Max thinks he deserves all these things, but he hasn't earned them. He hasn't done anything to fight for him. He said he's been fighting everything. He's been fighting. He said he's fought concussions. He's fought poverty. He's fought everything. Like he said, he's fought all of these. He fought shoulder injuries, depression, poverty, everything. Before he came here, he had a job that would pay him for the rest of his life. But he came here to AEW because he wanted to fight. And you know what? He's right. WWE would have put him on the Legends contract, and they would have used him sporadically, and he would have been paid forever. That is very true. His new dream, since he's come here, is to become AEW World Champion, and goddamn it, he's willing to fight for it. So Max, this Sunday at Revolution, you better be ready. You better be ready to fight with everything you have for 60 minutes. And if you don't, you're going to get your fucking head kicked in. Woo!
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
MJF then had nothing to say, and he said,
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
And he left. Perfect, inspiring promo by the American Dragon himself. I am looking forward to this pay-per-view. I was already looking forward to this pay-per-view before this show tonight. I don't think this show did anything extra to make me care about this pay-per-view. But what I do think is it is very, very good. The first hour is very good, and I do think we're going to get a very good pay-per-view. I think we're going to have some killer matches. I think that Iron Man match is going to be great. I truly do. And I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen on Sunday. I really am looking forward to it. So, that's all I got for you guys today. As always, check out my socials one more time. I am out. Listen, everybody be safe out here. Everybody be safe out here. As always, what the wrestling is the tagline. Subscribe to the channel. I will catch you on later. Me and Isaac will be doing AEW predictions. Stay tuned and tune into that. Other than that, I am out. Peace.